In her new role as MAC co-chair, Professor Koleka Mlisana has appealed to South Africans to strictly adhere to all further restrictions expected to be imposed by government ahead of the Easter weekend. With growing concerns over a potential third wave of coronavirus infections after the Easter holiday period, Mlisana says people must try and avoid large gatherings.
The most important thing, really, as Prof. Abdul Karim mentioned earlier, is just to make sure that we truly try as much as we can to prevent any large gatherings that might actually trigger, the infections. And so it's going to be important that we really adhere to whatever restrictions that government is going to come up with. I know we're facing the Easter weekend, within a few days. And so it's going to be important to stick to whatever numbers that government is going to give to us.
Mlisana will co-chair the committee with Professor Marian Jacobs and says a priority will be to monitor that the country's vaccination campaign is on track.
You get a sense that people are not really clear as to what is happening, when is phase 2 coming in, and is there going to be prioritization when phase 2 kicks in. So I think it's going to be important for us to advise government as to how to articulately communicate these messages to the public. And the second bit that I really think is critical is then being very clear as to what the plan for vaccination is.
Increasing manufacturing for the vaccines in the country is also important.
What also is going to be important and critical, which has already been started, is the level of manufacturing. And I think there are already engagements there that we need to make sure that as a country we are part, and we play a role where we can actually develop manufacturing plants within the country. For us, it's a matter of, pushing in and making sure that we add the emphasis on getting these vaccines made available. But obviously, as to access and how that comes and what amounts are coming into the country, that's what the Department of Health then would look into.
Professor Mlisana, who was already a member of the advisory committee, says the likelihood and severity of a third wave of infections will largely depend on the behavior of South Africans in continuing to adhere to health and safety regulations such as wearing a mask and social distancing. Nozintombi Mia, SABC News.